I grew up in a small southwestern town, and I moved 60 miles to the east of that to pursue a career in telecommunications. That job I thought was going to take me into retirement, and I never thought of moving anywhere else. The boss that I had at that time was very, very intelligent, shorter than me, very hyper, and she had this laugh that sounded more like a cackle. And every day I left with headaches. I had these lumps. I call them tension lumps. And it was like, it was the constant yak, 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 talk, talk, laugh, 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 very high pitch, and just, she was just a very, very loud person. Anyway, so one day we got this order, I guess, from the general manager. He wanted to send us both out to San Francisco for some meetings, some corporate meetings. So, of course, we both went, and I thought, well, this is cool because she grew up in her younger years. She was from San Francisco, and during the hippie stage, Woodstock, that whole thing. And she was very proud to say that she was participating in all these sit ins and bra burnings and all this kind of stuff in the San Francisco area. She also said she had learned to teleport. Well, sometimes we wondered about that because she had this funny way of knowing what we were talking about, and she was nowhere near the room, right? So at the time, we're both like in our 40s and working 6 days a week, so on and so forth. So we pretty well had this whole repertoire of covering each other. She taught me quite a bit. So we're headed to San Francisco. The plane lands. And of course, she knows where she's going because, she knows her ins and outs in San Francisco. And like I said, we're at the airport. And I had a hard time keeping up with her because she makes a beeline to the baggage area. Now, granted, she's in charge, she's the manager, so she's got this huge duffel bag of manuals and meeting materials and also her clothes. And I just have, one luggage. I pack light. She gets to the turnstile. All these people have already deplaned. They're there waiting for their stuff. And I'm lagging behind thinking, oh crap, no, where is she? So she had pulled off her very big duffel. It looked like a body bag, but it was a duffel bag full of stuff, and she had set it down. I finally get to the turnstile. I see my luggage coming. I maneuver up there to get it. I go to, and she's in my way, right? She's not moving because she's too busy talking to people that she doesn't know and loud and boisterous and all. And I just think, oh God, I just want to get out of here. So I follow my luggage to I pull it off. She doesn't move, and as I back up, I go butt first over her duffel bag in the middle of it. I'm stuck. My feet are up in the air at a 90-degree angle. I'm looking up at all these people looking down at me. She realizes what's going on. And what does she do? She lays down over me and she's laughing. I mean, I was laughing too, more of an embarrassment because I couldn't get up. I was like, my legs are locked and whatever. And she's looking down. She said, "Oh my God, Melissa, what did you do?" And she's laughing at the top. And of course, now people are starting to laugh too. And finally, I get some guy help undo my legs and roll me off the bag. And I finally stood up, and she's laughing all this time. And finally, of course, it's San Francisco. People, they didn't care. I was embarrassed. I was humiliated, and she's over here laughing all the way to the parking lot. Anyway, we finally got over that. So now she wants to go to Fisherman's Wharf, and which is that was cool. You see Fisherman's Wharf. We went to Ghirardelli's chocolate factory, and she said, "Well, we'll write a trolley card just for the experience, so you'll know." Okay, that's gonna be something. Well, thank God. All we did was as a trolley car was going by, I had never seen one, we had one where I grew up. And she hops on as it's moving. And of course, it's got a lot of people on there. Okay. And she says, "Come on, Melissa, hurry up. Just hop on and grab a bar and let's go." So everybody in the trolley car knows my name now. And they're probably thinking, what kind of a weirdo is this that's trying to catch a ride on the trolley car, right? Well, I did. I just wanted to get off as soon as I got on. Anyway, that was cool. It was an experience I will never forget. The whole thing. Okay. So we get back to the office a week later. It was a very long week, needless to say. Get back to that's one of my babies, my fur babies. He wants a treat. He'll have to wait. Anyway, we get back to the office, and she says, "Just take your time because it was a long flight." And she gets there like an hour before me. So by the time I get there, everyone knows the whole story, everything from start to finish, and she's laughing just like it had just happened. So anyway, God bless her. She's a very smart woman, but she was something else to work with. I finally left the company there 12 years later. And during the exit interview, HR asked me, she said, "Well, if you had to do it over again, would you still work with her?" I said, "Absolutely." And they said, "Really?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "Even though it was, up and down and up and down," I said, "I learned a lot. She taught me a lot about the business. And, you know, she made me laugh in a weird sort of way." I said, "And truly, laughter is the best medicine. Just don't laugh so loud." Hope you enjoyed this little story of mine. If you did, just like, subscribe, share it with somebody that maybe might needs a little laugh, or maybe has had somebody laugh at them as they fall down, trip over some crazy little rock in the road. I've done that too. Have a nice day.